Hi, Nina. Nina's still here. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if we're streaming. I know we're still trying to figure out what's going on with the sound quality on today's stream. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wish, there's probably any number of more interesting things I can say than just counting randomly. Although that's not random counting. That's sequential counting. That's to be expected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Random counting is 96, 48, 34, 19, 86, 21, 316. That's random counting. Sounds good. Barney says it sounds good. Taronda says it sounds better. Edward says much better. All right, in real time. Let's see. Okay. Much better. But, I think that's great that we're good, right? Awesome. But why? Why did that happen? And how can I ensure on my end that doesn't happen in the future? I just don't know. I don't know what to do. All right, good. We're better. That's Ed. Ed knows everything about everything. Ed can do all this stuff. So thank you to Ed. There you go, everybody. Appreciate him. Again, I don't know why. I don't know why the sound. Let me take a look at this. Hold on. So let's see what the audio is set at. All right, we'll make. Hold on, guys. I need to take a picture so that I know what it's supposed to be every time. What? Hey! What? I was just getting ready to take a picture. And Ed X'd out. Hold on, let me just get a picture of this. All right, there you go. All right, now you can X out. Do whatever you need to do. I don't know. As soon as I get the all clear, we're just gonna run. We're just gonna start. By the way, big thank you yesterday to Peter, man. Peter sent lunch over. I had lunch and I had dinner on Peter. That was awesome. He knows. He knows. He knows Jimmy John's has the best bread, and that's what I like. All right, so this has something to do, apparently the sound situation has something to do with Restream, the service that we use to do these shows. Restream is trying to push me onto a new platform. I don't want to use their new platform because I like their old platform, the one I've been using for 3 years. But today, apparently, they slung me over to the new platform without me knowing, and that was the reason, I guess, for some kind of sound issues. I don't know. I don't know. I don't ask too many questions. I say that like it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. I need to ask way more questions. All right. Everybody's saying the sound is good now. Perfect. Okay, what do you say we get started? There we go. We'll get rid of this. Let's get started. Here we go. The show in earnest begins now. Welcome to the Rant. It's the 23rd day of October, year of our Lord 2024. 297 of these days remain. 297 of these days we have already passed through. That means 69 days to the end of the year. 69 days. Quarter one of the show today, we're going to do, we call it antecedently on this day. What we do here with quarter one is we talk about all of the things, the events in history that have helped us sort of define what this day means and what maybe, just maybe, we can expect in the coming hours of this edition of the 23rd day of October, year of our Lord 2024. On this day, antecedently in the year 1850, the first National Women's Rights Convention begins in Worcester, Massachusetts. 1850, the National Women's Rights Convention. What do you think they wanted? They just wanted to be let outside, right? We want to go outside. And men were like, okay, fine, you can go outside. It's 1850. Antecedently on this day in 1911, the Italo-Turkish Wars. Did you know that? Did you know Italy went to war with Turkey? I don't know. During the Italo-Turkish Wars, it sees the very first use of an airplane in combat. The first plane used for aerial combat in a war was on this day in 1911 in the Italo-Turkish War. Who was it? Italians. The Italians. Italian pilot made the reconnaissance flight, the first ever use of an airplane in combat. Antecedently on this day in the year 1958, Belgian artist Peyo. Did you ever hear of this guy before? Did you ever hear of Belgian artist Peyo? Nah, of course you haven't. I've never heard of him either, but I'm telling you, he doesn't care. He went straight to the bank because it was on this day in 1958 that Belgian artist Peyo unveiled his defining characters. Who did Peyo create on this day in 1958? Belgian artist Peyo. Smurfs! That's right. Happy birthday, Smurfs. Smurfs, born on this day in 1958. Antecedently on this day in 1970, Gary Gabelik. I don't know. On this day in 1970, Gary Gabelik sets the land speed record in a rocket-powered automobile. You know what he drove? He drove the Blue Flame. That's right. If you're a Gen X boy and you ran to the library and you opened up the Guinness Book of World Records, one of the first things you went to after the dude with the longest nails and shit like that, you'd go to the Blue Flame page. Remember the Blue Flame? The Blue Flame was a rocket car, and it was the fastest car ever. The Blue Flame, the salt flats out there in Utah, went like 650 miles an hour. The Blue Flame. Fueled by natural gas. Antecedently on this day, 1970, Gary Gabelik in the Blue Flame went faster than any car has ever gone, ever, like 600-something miles an hour. All right, on this day, let's see here. Antecedently on this day, 1983, Lebanese civil... oh, wow, this is a big one. Okay, so this was a big one. 1983, the U.S. Marine Barracks in Beirut is hit by a truck bomb, killing 241 U.S. military personnel. A French army barracks in Lebanon was also hit the same morning, but nobody cares about them because they ain't us. Yeah, this is a big one. This is big. This was like where it all started for us. Like we were like, okay, so we're just going to kind of keep our distance in the Middle East, and then the Beirut barracks bombings. No, why would I do that? Why would I do an applause? I was on this day in 1983, Saturday morning. I remember we woke up on a Saturday morning, and that was like a big news story. Antecedently on this day in 1989, an explosion at the Houston Chemical Complex down there in Pasadena, which registered a 3.5 on the Richter magnitude scale, kills 23 people, injures 314. It's the Pasadena explosion, you know. It's Texas, one of them states, always resisted the regulations. Always don't need we don't need regulating nothing. Of course, things blow up here. City of West Texas blew up because they didn't need to be regulated. These goddamn liberals telling you how much fertilizer you can store and at what temperature. Mind your own business, liberal. Antecedently on this day in 1995, Yolanda said, got to get this name right. Antecedently on this day in 1995, Yolanda said, antecedently, I'll try it again. Antecedently on this day, what year? I lost the year again. 1995, Yolanda Saldivar is found guilty of first-degree murder in the shooting death of popular Latin singer Selena. All right, Ed, go ahead. I'm going to talk about Selena for a couple of minutes. If you need to poke around, now would be the time. Selena was a very interesting moment for me. Selena, she died when? Like 92, 93, something like that? I remember I was at a 7-Eleven in downtown Chicago. I was working. I was a producer on the morning show. And I was at a 7-Eleven, and I saw the person in the morning at the 7-Eleven putting the new copies of People magazine up, right? So, the new week. It was a special edition of People magazine with just this girl on the cover, and it just said Selena. I'm a white kid raised in the suburb. I don't know Selena. I had never heard of Selena before. And I gotta tell you, a whole lot of white people never heard of Selena before either. But man, I remember thinking, holy shit, People magazine, this must really be a cultural blind spot for me because I've never heard of this person. People magazine has rushed out a special edition Wasn't Selena, she was killed by her fan club president, right? Like some woman, some older woman who was just way too into her and her career ended up killing her. Um, Never saw the movie, right? Isn't that where J-Lo came from? And then where suddenly we know who J-Lo is because she played Selena. But that's an interesting, it just shows my cultural blind spot. I'd never heard of Tejano music, being raised up in Chicago or whatever. Tejano music, what? I'd never heard of Selena, and apparently she was a massive star. Anyway, it was on this day that her fan club president, and some people reported that she was her manager and all this kind of stuff. Whatever it is, Yolanda Saldivar is found guilty of first-degree murder in the shooting death of Selena on this day in 1995. On this day in 2001, Apple Computer releases the iPod. iPods. Everybody had an iPod. Remember iPods? They were so big. Everybody had one. And now we got phones. We don't need iPods anymore. Apple put themselves out of business. Probably by design, right? The phone. Because you don't need an iPod anymore. I got Spotify. Spotify's got an iPod. Spotify's running an iPod. They got whatever. They got anything I need on there. I got playlists. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. All right, that's going to do it for Antecedently on this day. Let's move now into the birthdays. Let's find out who is celebrating a birthday, or at least those who claim that they are celebrating birthdays. Da-na-na-na-na-na. They say it's their birthday. Born on this day in 1980. Nope, sorry. Born on this day in 1869. John Heisman, ladies and gentlemen. John Heisman. Yeah, that Heisman. Football coach, player. They named the award after him, the Heisman Award. Born on this day. 1869. Born on this day in 1940, how about Pelé? Pelé, Brazilian footballer, actor, icon of soccer. For like 30 years in this country, there was only one person allowed to be famous for soccer, and it was Pelé. My whole life growing up, the only person that was allowed to be a soccer celebrity was Pelé. Pelé died 2 years ago, 2022, Pelé. Born on this day in 1953, one of my favorite people. Just, a guy that, maybe for the first 15 years or so, or 20 years that I was aware of him, I was always kind of too cool for the room when it came to this guy. I was always like, yeah, he's all right. It's kind of funny, but he's such a dork, man. That whole thing. And then some years went by, and then I met him like a bunch of times, and he's just such a nice person. And I'm like, okay, all right, this dude's cool. Then I had a kid. Then I had more on point. I think I had a boy. Watching my son discover this person, and then me being like, yeah, he's cool, right? I'm sorry, it's his birthday today, and he's one of the coolest people in the history of Hollywood. He is one of my favorite celebrities that I ever got to interview, because he is everything you want him to be. He's just such a nice guy. Happy birthday, born on this day, 1953, Weird Al Yankovic. Weird Al Yankovic is a mensch. He is awesome. He is so nice. He's everything you want him to be. He's friendly, and he's kind, and he's self-effacing, and when the microphones aren't on, or when you're out, he's just a normal, friendly dude, kind. Seems to be real appreciative of the fact that he's carved out this niche. Happy birthday, Weird Al Yankovic. He's a good dude. Born on this day in 1953. Born on this day in 1976. Another guy I think is a good dude, but also he could be awful. He could be just really good at pretending to be a good dude, but in fact, when nobody's around, he might be really awful. But I'm willing to take that gamble and say that I still like the birthday boy. Born on this day in 1976, Ryan Reynolds. He plays badass. Badass and Wolf Boy. That was the mashup between, whoa, look at me. Look at how big I look. Okay. The badass and Wolf Boy. What is that really called? Deadpool and Werewolf. No, still not there. Deadpool and Logan. No. What was his name? What was Logan's name? Whatever. He's good, Ryan Reynolds. It's his birthday. I also like that Welcome to Wrexham show. He's got a show on Hulu. where he and Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia bought a soccer team. Or are they a rugby team? They're a soccer team. Bought a soccer team in like the Welsh League. And it's a reality show about Ryan Reynolds and Mac from It's Always Sunny running a soccer team. And it's really good. I know I just described it like that doesn't sound good. That sounds kind of boring. It's actually interesting. And it's partly because Ryan Reynolds seems like such a good dude. Ryan Reynolds, born on this day in 1976. Happy birthday. He could be an asshole. He could be an asshole. We'll see. Born on this day in 1986, Mike Khaleesi, Emilia Clarke. That's right. Mother of Dragons, Khaleesi. Stormborn. Good, she was hot. She was so hot. Game of Thrones, man. I remember the first time I saw Emilia Clarke as Khaleesi, I was like, whoa, okay, what have we here? She's really pretty. And she's got the English accent. That's always hot. That makes you even hotter. Anyway, happy birthday, Emilia Clarke. Born on this day in 1986. Born on this day in 1997, Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa. He's a football player. He's really good. He's got a brother who's really good, Joey. I don't really make a distinction between the two of them. I think they're both good. There you have it. Happy birthday, one of the Bosas. And I say one of the Bosas, of course, because I don't make a distinction. Let's go to dead people. Here we go. How do I make the chat? There you go. Wait. Got to make the chat bigger. There we go. All right, dead people. These are the people who've died. These are the people who've died. Let's find out if they went to heaven or hell, or at least where we think they went, heaven or hell. Dead on this day, year of our Lord, 1950, Al Jolson, Lithuanian-American actor. Damn Lugans! Lithuanian-American actor and singer Al Jolson. He was, Al Jolson, like the first megastar. This dude was like, hello, my bang, bang. He was one of those guys with the megaphone and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure he went to hell. I'm sure Al Jolson raped somebody. I'm sure he did. It seemed like everybody was raping people back then, and nobody cared. So as long as we're doing accounting in 2024, let's just go ahead and assume Al Jolson was a rapey guy, and he probably raped people. Going to hell, Al Jolson. Dead on this day in 1978, a true first lady of American country music. She is the matriarch of all matriarchs, Maybelle Carter, ladies and gentlemen. Maybelle Carter of the Carter family. Dead on this day in 1978. We'll put her in heaven. We're gonna go ahead and put Maybelle Carter in heaven, even though she made all her kids sing and dance and do all that kind of whatever. She seems nice. I've seen documentaries, and they always go hard on how great the Carter family was. So there you go, Maybelle Carter. We'll put her in heaven. Dead on this day in 1983, television news, hot chick, highly paid, super sexy blonde. Dead on this day in 1983, Jessica Savage. Jessica Savage is interesting because she came up with the whole Diane Sawyer, Barbara Walters, Connie Chung, like that whole wave where they were first starting to put chicks on TV. And Jessica Savage was pretty. She was the prettiest of them all. Let's see. What else? She was like a rock star in the news business. They were really pushing. Like what Barbara Walters became, that should have been Jessica Savage, but it wasn't. Here's why. Jessica Savage was a drinker. Glink, glink, glink. She was an alcoholic. She would go on the air drunk. She used to do news breaks, when there was only like 3 or 4 channels, like Sunday night at like 7:30. At the bottom of the hour in a commercial break, there would be a quick little pop-in of news from NBC News. I'm Jessica Savage. And it would just be like some, national story, whatever. She used to do those drunk. She did them drunk a couple of times. You can find Jessica Savage being drunk on the air on YouTube, I'm sure. There you have it. Party girl, hardcore news chick, 1970s. Let's put her in hell. Let's just assume Jessica Savage did some things and that she's in hell. All right, hold on. All right, so apparently there's something weird going on with the chat, guys. I have to apologize. We are aware that you are not seeing a merged chat, and we'll figure that out. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what it means, but I do apologize. I mean, I do know what it means because Ed does a pretty good job of explaining it. But all right, it looks like the chat room is working it out on their own. All right, who did we have there? Did we just put somebody in hell? Who did we put in hell? Jessica Savage, that's right. Dead on this day in 1983. Dead on this day in 2016. How about Pete Burns? Pete Burns, he was the lead singer of Dead or Alive. You spin me right round, baby, right round. How did Pete Burns die? Did Pete Burns die a weird avant-garde 80s new wave rock star death? Let's see. Or did he die something sad? Burns died in London following a sudden cardiac arrest. He was 57. Burns was due to appear on the British talk show Loose Women to promote the okay, whatever, heart attack. Ah, man. Pete Burns, you spin me right round, baby, right. He was weird. Remember him? He was weird. I'm putting him in hell just because he was weird. He was weird. He was 80s weird. All right, there you go. That's going to do it, folks. Those are the first 3 quarters of today's show. Let's see. Now let's talk about all the hot topics and everything else that's happening today. Okay. All right. Sorry. It feels a little bit weird today. Today's show feels a little bit weird. Things are a little bit weird. Apparently, I'm going to have to spend the afternoon after this show in between meetings. I'm going to have to try and figure out this new platform on Restream so that we can continue to do the show in the way that we've all become accustomed. All right, let's get started. First and foremost, the big story today, Israel. That's right. Israel's the big story every day. Why? Because as we dangle on the precipice of what could potentially be historically known as World War III, I'm keeping an eye on it. So here's what's going on in Israel. Yesterday, we showed you the video of the Hezbollah press conference that coincided with Israel targeting a giant apartment building. So yeah, we showed the video. So Hezbollah is getting ready to do their press conference about how they will not back down. In the middle of them setting up to do their press conference, Israel blew up a building in the background. It was pretty impressive. Israel, they don't fucks around. Anyway, Blinken's back there. Our Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, is over there in the Middle East again. He's made like 50 trips in the last year. He's over there now. I don't know what the latest is. Well, here, I'll tell you exactly what the latest is. They're hoping on some kind of a ceasefire. See, they're working on 3 different ceasefires. Understand, they're trying to get Israel to dial down their shit in Gaza. They're trying to get a ceasefire deal with Hezbollah. And ain't nobody even bringing up Iran. Iran is the giant, elephant in the room that Israel still has not responded to Iran about. Anthony Blinken urges Israel to seek enduring deal. As officials say, a limited ceasefire has been discussed. Oh, has it? A limited ceasefire? Dateline Tel Aviv, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. That's the other thing I don't like about him. His name isn't Anthony. His name is Antony. Like Mark Antony, like he's got a Shakespearean name. Anthony Blinken. Oh, fuck you. Your name is Anthony. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Wednesday that Israel needs to pursue an enduring strategic success in Gaza after its tactical victories against Hamas, urging it to seek a deal that would end the war. Oh, really? Is that the big breaking news? Stop it. So anyway, Blinken's over there. Whatever. Bad day for Rudy Giuliani yesterday. Oh boy. So Rudy Giuliani, he's the guy, he used all of his power. Boy, oh boy. We talked about Lance Armstrong yesterday. And, I mentioned all of these people who have fallen from grace, who have gone from being this, this idol, this icon of we just project all of our best sort of attributes on these people. And we're like, they represent all that's good about us. Well, America's mayor once had that position. And then, he got a little bit nutty. Shit got really bad. He became a huge punchline. Now he's got no money. This dude is like, Rudy Giuliani is screwed. So the Georgia electors case, right? We're not going to get into the politics of it, but Rudy Giuliani used his position and all the platforms that he was speaking on to basically tell lies about, 2 two old people, one old people, whatever. I don't care. Two rando black people in rural Georgia who work the polls. Giuliani used all of his platforms to talk shit on regular people. And guess what? A lot of what he said, because it's Rudy Giuliani, was just fucking bullshit. So it went through court, and Rudy Giuliani has to give them all kinds of money because that's how the court system works, slander and all that kind of stuff. Except they came down really hard on Rudy. Rudy don't got that kind of money. So yesterday was the day that the final decision about Rudy's actual personal wealth, the personal things, his house, his car, his Yankees memorabilia, all of that stuff was ordered yesterday to be turned over to these two women in Georgia. I don't even know anything about them. I'm not going to get involved in your stupid, they were agents of the communist. Oh, fuck you. Shut up. Whatever. I'm not getting involved in your weird little bunny hole stories. So whatever. So yesterday, Rudy Giuliani was given 7 days to turn over his $6 million New York City penthouse to these people. He's got a 1980 Mercedes-Benz that I don't know what that's worth, but he's obviously, trying to, he says it was owned by Lauren Bacall. Lauren Bacall. That means nothing to anybody under the age of 70, dude. Nobody under 70 wants to own Lauren Bacall's car. He's got that. It's got apparently an autographed Joe DiMaggio game-worn jersey that hangs over the fireplace in the $6 million apartment penthouse that he owns. That's got to go. Plus, he's got a whole bunch of New York Yankee World Series rings. They all got to go. Now, he still has apparently a condo down there in Palm Beach, which I'm sure is a badass condo. Actually, you know what? His Palm Beach condo is probably shit. It probably costs like $3 million because everything in Palm Beach costs $3 million. But it's like $3 million, but you walk in and you're like, oh, this place is fucking shit. This is not. So I don't know. So they're going to rule on that. But he's got 7 days, Rudy Giuliani, to give up all of his stuff. His kids aren't talking to him. I think his son is. His daughter's not talking to him. His daughter doesn't want anything to do with him. Falls from grace, people. Falls from grace. This country, we build you up, but then we tear you down. Let's talk about McDonald's. I'm a big fan of McDonald's. I love McDonald's. This isn't going to stop me from going to McDonald's. Nope, not as long as I've got that value saver on my app. Any good McDonald's deals yet today? Are they going hard? Is McDonald's going hard sending people with the app special deals today because it's all bad news for McDonald's? Yeah, McDonald's, apparently they got killer meat. E. coli, to be exact. McDonald's got a problem with quarter pounders, which is great for me because I don't order quarter pounders. I don't eat quarter pounders. Here is the story: E. coli and McDonald's. Let's see here. People have died. I shouldn't joke about this because people have actually died here. E. coli outbreak. Deadly E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's quarter pounders sickens 49 people in 10 states. Woo. I don't get, like I say, I don't get quarter pounders. Double cheeseburgers. You start telling me there's a problem with the double cheeseburger. Now we'll talk. By the way, also quick McDonald's review. I had the chicken Big Mac. The chicken, the Big Mac that's made with chicken and not Big Mac meat. I had the chicken Big Mac. And here is how I will review the chicken Big Mac from McDonald's. Now, I'm a fan of McDonald's. So here's how I will review the chicken Big Mac from McDonald's. Okay, ready? Okay, here it is. Why? You know what it was? It wasn't as good as a regular big chicken sandwich, and it wasn't as good as a regular Big Mac. So my question to you, McDonald's, is why? Why? Oh, just marketing, just to get people in, because I bought one. There you go. I get it. Yeah, it was an entirely mid sandwich. It's like, I love a Big Mac. I think a Big Mac is a terrific hamburger, and I love the Big Mac sauce and all that, so I was intrigued as to how that sauce would mix with the chicken, and guess what? It wasn't intended to be mixed with the chicken. It was intended to be mixed with beef, and that's why it's better. All right, the death at McDonald's from a Big Mac, not a Big Mac, sorry, quarter pounder. The death was reported in an older person in Colorado, and one child has been hospitalized with severe kidney complications. This according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Infections at McDonald's were reported between September 27th and October 11th in, are you ready? Colorado, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Oregon, Utah, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. We made it. Ooh, ooh. No Texas. We're good. Looks like we're good. Colorado has the most cases, 26, followed by Nebraska with 9. Everyone interviewed in connection with the outbreak had reported eating at McDonald's before falling ill, and most mentioned eating quarter-pounder hamburgers. The U.S. Agriculture Department, the Food and Drug Administration, and state health officials are also investigating McDonald's. A specific ingredient has not been identified as the cause, but investigators are focused on onions and beef. So would I. I would be for those are the best parts of the McDonald's hamburger. A preliminary FDA investigation suggests that slivered onions served on the burgers are a likely source of contamination. In a statement, McDonald's officials said that initial findings suggest that some illnesses are linked to onions sourced from a single supplier. The company has halted distribution of the slivered onions and temporarily removed the quarter pounder from menus in affected states. Let's see here. We take food safety extremely seriously, and it's the right thing to do, the statement from McDonald's said. Okay, so there you have it. No problems here in Texas. So if you are a quarter pounder fan, apparently you're still fine. You're fine here in Texas. Eminem, let's talk a little bit about Eminem. Eminem came out last night. He was in Detroit they're pushing Michigan hard. Trump's in Detroit. Harris is in Detroit. Eminem came out yesterday and he gave a little speech. It's big, good. Look, I'm just telling you, man, it's good star power. Eminem and Obama there in Michigan. Interesting story about Michigan. Do you know that all they need to do, like all one side or the other side needs to do, is win 51% of Detroit? You win 51% of the vote in Detroit, you win the state of Michigan. It's never not been that way. You win 51. So that's why they're going so hard in inner city Michigan with, the Eminem and the Obama and all of that stuff. You get it. Okay. Do we want to listen to Eminem? Let's see. Here he is. All right, let's listen to Eminem. Let's see what he has to say. This was at a Harris rally yesterday. Eminem getting in.
Detroit. What up, though? So look, I wrote down a few things I wanted to say. I love you too. Thank you. I'm here tonight for a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think.
All right, there we go. That's all we need there. We don't need to do the politics of it all, but there he is. He looks good. Frankie says in the chat room, Eminem looks good for being a 50-year-old grandpa. He really does. He's Eminem. Of course he's going to look good. He started out looking good. He was an attractive guy. Chicks dug him. Now he's just like a billionaire. Attractive guy who's 50. So, of course, let's see. It was Eminem, and then Eminem went to Obama. Let's give a check of that, okay? A big star power there in Michigan for the Kamala rally. Here you go. Here was after Eminem talked, then we got Obama talking. He came out. I'll tell you, man, say what you will about Obama. The dude can talk.
But I was feeling some kind of way following Eminem. Now I notice my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready to drop bombs, but I keep on forgetting. I thought Eminem was going to be performing. I was going to jump out. Love.
All right, there you have it. Love he some Eminem. Politics aside. What the fuck is wrong with you people? That dude's cool. That dude is a cool guy. That is like the coolest former president. If you had to be in a long car ride with somebody stuck in the back seat, that's the guy you want to be stuck in the back seat with. These Obama drone bombings, Obama, Hussein, Barry, what? Oh, shut up. He seems like a good dude. Just on the surface, that's a fun guy. That guy's fun. Ugh. All right, let's keep going. That's why I hate politics. All rational, all logic, all normal, all sense of normalcy. You got to abandon all of that for the sake of your political team, right? That guy's awful. That guy's a monster. That guy's not a monster. I might disagree with him politically, but he seems like a pretty cool guy. I'd like to live next door to him. I bet you he'd be a fucking awesome neighbor. That's how I look at this stuff. What else do we have here? All right, so Eminem and Obama. See, you may notice, why are you talking about Trump? Well, I'll tell you why I'm not talking about Trump, and I'm specifically not talking about Trump, because the only stuff to talk about Trump today is about Hitler shit and fascist shit, and I just as soon not go into that bullshit. So excuse me if there are a couple of news stories about the other side that aren't necessarily awful, okay? Seriously. Yeah, that's the biggest news story apparently is that Trump, and General Kelly and all that. I'm not even going to mention that stuff. Because why? Seriously. Oh, really? One of his generals thinks he's like a Nazi-minded dude, a fascist? Oh, great. Is this news? I kind of just assumed that they all thought that. This is news, though, now. Because what, we're within 2 weeks? No, we're not in news. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? I'll be so happy when this goddamn election is over. It feels like it has been, doesn't it feel like it's been 3 years of this? It feels like the entire time that we've been doing this damn show every day at noon, feels like we've just had this sort of Damocles, the election of Damocles just dangling over our head the whole damn time. Here's some good news. There's another hurricane out there, and this one is in the Pacific. That's right. Did you even know that was a thing? I thought if it was a hurricane in the Pacific, it was called a typhoon or maybe a cyclone. I didn't know. Hurricane Christy is her name. She is now a Category 1 hurricane. Hurricane Christy strengthens into a Category... Oh, excuse me. It's now a Category 3 storm. Look at me. Look at what's changed in 3 hours. Hurricane Christy strengthens into a Category 3 storm in the Pacific Ocean. Hurricane Christy strengthened into a Category 3 storm in the Pacific Ocean on Wednesday and was expected to remain away from land as it grows more powerful. So they think this is going to get really big, like it could turn into a Category 4, Category 5. But here's the good news. It ain't going anywhere near land. It's just going to be like trucking out there in the water. But here, I wanted to take a look at this. Hold on. I want to see what it looks like. Because, again, hurricanes, they're Atlantic things. Whoa, what's that bad? Oh, here it is. Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, this bitch is trucking hard. All right, so here it is. Here's Hurricane Christy. They say it's not going to hit anything. Boom. All right. You see it there? Here it is. All right, so this right here. Look at this, Hurricane Christy. And then there's like a couple other little storms behind it. Yeah, they're saying this would be a major storm, except for, they usually come this way, right? They usually come, they all come from here. They all come from, oh, wait, what is that? No, it's the wrong side. Where did Hurricane Christy come from? Where did it come from? Because, we're taught that all our hurricanes, the ones that hit Florida and the Gulf of Mexico and all that stuff, we're taught that they all come from the Western Sahara. I don't know. What's this thing? Look at this. What is this? What's going on here? Probably nothing. Probably nothing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Hurricane Christy. There she is, bottom left. Isn't she beautiful? Look at her. She's not going to hit anybody, but it's another big one. They're like, it's a superstorm, but it's not going to hit anybody. No, it's not going to hit anybody. Everybody's going to be fine. King Charles is down there doing a papal, kingly visit. I don't know what he's doing. He's down there in Australia and in New Zealand, and he's walking around in fancy robes and crowns, and he's getting to play the whole role of king. And I don't even know who this person is. They are an elected official in Australia. An elected official in Australia crashed some official King Charles thing down there and started screaming about indigenous people. I don't know. I don't know who this person is. I don't know if she is, the Marjorie Taylor Greene of Australia. Imagine that. Think about what that must be. Her name is Lydia Thorpe. So hold on a second. Give me here it is. All right, so here, check this out. So this is King Charles. He shows up, and this is like not some crazy protester. This is an actual elected official not having any of it. And we'll go back to here. Okay. All right, here you go. What the hell? So I'm on this new platform. I have no idea how this new platform works. This sucks. All right, here we go. Uh-oh.
Give us what you stole from us! Our bones, our skulls, our babies, our people! You destroyed our land! Give us a treaty! This is not your land! This is not your land! You are not my kids! You are not our kids!
All right. All right, so I'm understanding that the microphone is screwed up again, which sucks and has me a little bit angry. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out what that is, guys. I think we're gonna cut the show short. Try and figure out what this stuff is behind the scenes, because it's obviously not anything that I'm doing. I have to figure out this new stupid platform that Restream wants me to do. So I appreciate you hanging out with me today, but we are going to cut this short while we try and figure out. Now it's okay. She says it's okay. Doesn't matter. I need to record things and I need to see how they sound. I can't be the artist that I need to be if I'm constantly thinking it's not working. It's not working. Besides, if we're being truthful, it's not and it's not showing. Like, apparently you didn't see the video. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to cut the show short. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm sorry. Got to figure out how to make this work for you because this is really frustrating to me. All right. Love y'all. Be well. We got the most important stuff. Okay. So what you want to hear really my take about Bronny and LeBron? Well, we'll save that for tomorrow. All right, guys. Got to go. Love you. Bye.